It's been literal months since I've gotten my nice acrylics out and even used my paints on canvas, so this was definitely like a really different experience for me. Now, obviously I've painted on canvas before with my acrylics, as you've probably seen, at least on my Instagram, or even see in that painting in the background. I've done it before, but you know, it's been months. I'm definitely gonna have to try and get used to it again. You know, because the paper soaks in the paints a little bit. It just kind of reacts differently. I don't know how to explain it. I was going to leave this time lapse without talking, but my last video I hadn't talked at all. And I don't know, I feel like if I release too many videos where I'm just creating art, I mean, well, yes, it may be a little interesting. Eventually it's going to get kind of boring, so I wanted to add in a little bit of commentary here and there. Cannot speak. But anyway, I'm going to try and not go off on too many tangents in this video and sort of stay relatively on topic. Now, this painting I am doing right now is inspired by Monet's painting Water Lilies. Now, obviously, it's not exactly like the original because that's not the purpose of it. Basically, it was just inspiration. That's all it served. I decided to use my pinks and purples because I really like using those colors, and just kind of loosely base it off the original Monet while also adding my own spin to it. I enjoyed making this painting so much. Part of it might just be because I was not on a time constraint, because with the 100-day challenge, you know, I technically didn't have to finish each piece every day, but at the same time, you know, that was part of my goal. You know, I felt like I was kind of obligated to. Just for transparency's sake though, I did not. I mean, this is what I would do. I would start a painting, and if I didn't finish it, I would just finish it the next day. But every single day, I would start a new painting. So it was just, I know it's a challenge, so I guess it was technically supposed to be a little stressful, but at the same time, you know, it's like near the beginning of it, it was a fun activity, but near the end of it, I was so excited for it to be over. Near this part of the video, I realized that I was painting on my nice pants, and I probably shouldn't do that because they're brand new. I literally got them last week for my birthday. Wait, was my birthday last week? I think it was. Anyway, that's not relevant. The point was these pants were brand new and they were comfy and I liked them and I did not want to ruin them, so I put my smock on. Anyway, back onto the topic of this video. I really enjoyed making this painting. I loved it so much. I was really happy with the end result, which you'll see eventually. And I was just looking around. I even found a place where I wanted to put it on my wall that fit the canvas perfectly. But in between like my recording sessions and stuff, I would like edit my videos, and I was texting one of my friends and I kept sending him pictures of like kind of the in-between stages of each part of the painting. And I only had like the base layer down, and he already seemed to really like it, which was a little surprising because it didn't even look like anything yet. It just kind of looked like, I don't even know what. Like, it didn't look like anything at all. It just looked like a layer of blended color. Like it didn't represent anything. But it actually didn't register that his favorite color was purple, so that like actually makes sense why he seemed gravitated towards it. But like pretty much the whole time I was like sending him pictures of the process, asking for his opinions and stuff, because you know, I just want a second person's opinion. Plus, you know, I was pretty proud of it, so you know, I kind of want people to tell me if they like it too, you know, kind of that feeling of validation. I only had the base layer down, and I'm pretty sure he already like said that he would buy that off of me if I was selling it. So I could tell he really liked it. And I'm a person that gets really attached to my paintings. Like, I don't even know if I could ever do commissions. It is so hard for me to do paintings and just know that I have to give them away. Now, I'm perfectly fine with recreating my old paintings and giving them away, but like the original, I don't like giving away the original at all. I talked about this in one of my sketchbook tours, but I'll just kind of talk about it again. One time, my mom asked for this painting in black and white, and I did it in my sketchbook, really liked it, so I put it on the copy machine, made a print of it, and gave her the print. Yeah, I know. She asked for a painting and I didn't even give her the original. It was my mom, my literal mom. That's how attached I get to my paintings. So I was kind of like, oh, well, I will just make a print of it when I'm done. I'll give you a copy of the print and I'll put it in a frame for you. And the person, he definitely knows who he is. He'll probably watch this video at some point and he knows. We were talking earlier and he kept offering to pay for it, which, by the way, you are not. But I just thought it would, I was just kind of thinking to myself, oh, it'll be a good birthday gift. Since our birthdays are pretty close to each other. I'm not going to say the exact date because I don't know how much information he wants out about him. And I was genuinely going to do that. I even told him straight up, like, I get super attached to my paintings. I already found a place for it on my wall. I don't know if I told him about the thing about the wall, but I already told him, I was like, I get super attached to my paintings. I already really like it. I haven't even, like, really gotten into it just yet, but I know I'm going to love it. So when I'm done, I'll make a print of it. It is on a longer canvas though, not a standard size canvas, so I'll either have to crop it out or format it a little bit differently, so that'll fit on the page, which he was fine with. Keep that in mind. But I noticed the majority of the time I would send pictures as I continued to paint this, he kept offering to buy a print, or just even like, he even talked about like how much he would love to have that hanging in his room. And if he's watching this, I'm sure he's like thinking now, it's like, oh, she just reminded me I should pay her, which you are not. But I noticed that, and I don't know when I decided, I think it was the very end. I just kind of looked at the painting and I thought to myself, what if I gave that to him as a gift? And I was just kind of thinking to myself, it's like, he's pretty much stuck with me this whole entire painting. He's seen, like, from, not exactly from start to finish, but pretty much from start to finish as I continued to create this. And he kept giving me his input, his advice, just things he noticed, things he liked, or maybe just thought maybe I should add. And I was just like, I don't know. He kind of stuck with me this whole painting, and in a way he helped me out with it. But you know how I am with my paintings, I was like just thinking to myself, I really had to think, not for like too long, not for like days or hours, but definitely for a decent amount of time, like, do I really want to give him this painting? I think I even asked one of my friends, I was like, I think he would really like this painting, but at the same time, it's like I really want to keep it. In my mind, I knew I wanted to give the painting to him, but I always wanted that like validation, and she told me that art is meant to be shared with people, and it's not like I'm never going to see it again. And that was enough for me to decide I'm going to give him this painting. And even when my mind was like 100% made up, like I was going to do this, I'm going to give him this painting, I still had to kind of come to terms with it, I was definitely like, oh, I'm gonna miss this painting. I love this painting so much. But the longer I thought about it, the easier the idea of letting it go was, and it's easier because it's like I was telling myself, it's like I can always recreate this painting. And it's like, I just think that it would be a really nice gift. It's the original. It's not just a photocopy of the painting. I just think that's a more genuine gift, at least in my opinion. And technically, I was done editing the video. I could have done my voiceovers on Sunday, but that was the day I was going to give him the painting in the evening. I was after he was done working, and I was like, I can just release this video. I highly doubt he's going to watch it. He has a break, but it's not enough time to really watch the entire video, so I highly doubt that he would watch it. I just didn't want to risk it though, so I was like, I'll do voiceovers on Monday and I will release it Tuesday. Hopefully it's released by Tuesday. It depends on when I get this video done. But yeah, I just became really excited. If the first part was kind of dread, it's like I have to give this painting away and I love it. But once I like kind of accepted the fact, I was really excited. I technically could have waited until Wednesday to give him the painting because we have like a rehearsal together, but I was like, I'm really excited. So yeah, I gave him the painting on Sunday. And I'm really glad I did, because like his reaction was like absolutely worth it. Like just seeing how shocked, hopefully he was happy. I think it was happiness. I don't know. But how shocked he was, it just, I don't know. It made me really happy inside. But yeah, I stopped by his house. We kind of like made small talk for a while. Somehow we got into the topic of like how attached I got to my paintings, which in my head I was like laughing inside. So I'm like, oh, he has no idea what's coming. And then when I had to leave, I was like, oh, well, I opened my trunk and I handed it to him. And I just told him, it's like, no one's going to love that painting more than me. But I think that you would appreciate it a lot more than I would, because I have so many of my paintings hung up in my house. It's just going to look like another painting hung up on the wall. But if I give it to you, I think you would definitely appreciate it more than I would if I were to have it. And like he kind of just stood there and didn't say anything. I think he was like kind of processing what it was. And then he was like, wait, is this the original? And I'm like, yes, this is the original painting. I know it was shock. I wasn't sure if he like liked it or not, because I wasn't sure if, it's like maybe in my head, in the back of my head, I was worried that maybe he just was saying he liked it and stuff, always to be polite, which is what a good friend does. But I think he liked it, but like there was that little sense of worry in the back of my mind. So like after I went home, I texted him like, did you like it? Because I was worried. But to be honest, it was actually a lot easier to give up that painting, more than I thought it would. I went outside, I took some nice pictures of myself holding it, and I took some pretty clear pictures of it, just so I could remember what it looked like, how I painted it, I guess. I don't know. But when I dropped it off, just like seeing how happy he was, I think that's what made it so much like more worth it, and in a way like made it a lot better and a lot easier to give it up, because I was making someone happy. Sorry, I like totally zoned out for a minute. But anyway, I'm not quite sure what I want to do exactly, because I have a picture of it. I technically could like send it to the photo department in Walmart, because I'm pretty sure there's like this one area where you can turn your photos into canvases. So I technically, since I have a picture of my painting, I could turn that into like a print of a canvas. But I'm not quite sure, because it is a longer canvas. I'm not sure how it's going to format, so I may or may not recreate this painting. Not sure. But it definitely was fun painting this, so I might do that, but I'm not sure. And this painting was going just swell until I totally messed it up by adding the vines at the very end. It's not showing it right now, but at the very end you'll see me painting in the vines. Yeah, big mistake. I was adding them in and I already didn't like them, but I was like, oh, well, it's just because it's one. I'll just keep adding them. And I kept adding them and adding them and adding them, and it increasingly became worse. But I was kind of like hoping and praying that maybe it's just because it's a new idea and maybe I'd get used to the fact. But like in the back of my mind, I knew I didn't like it. And I sent a picture to my friend, and he didn't say he didn't like it, but it's like, I could kind of tell that he liked what it was like earlier in the beginning. And I'm like, oh crap, because by then I had already decided I want to give the painting, and I'm like, well, I'm not going to give him a crappy painting. So luckily he responded soon enough that the paint wasn't dry. So what I did was I wet this towel with water, and I managed to scrape up the majority of the wet paint. And since I worked on this painting in the course of a few days, the underlayer was dry, so fortunately I was able to scrape off the vines for the most part, and the painting underneath still kind of remained. So the only real thing I had to do was just kind of touch up the rest of it so that the black didn't show through. Like, thank God. I did have a sense of panic for a moment though, because I was worried that I completely ruined the painting and I would have to take more time to fix it up when I had already decided the next day I wanted to give the painting to him. But I am glad I fixed it. But anyway, here is footage of me signing the painting, which is my cue that the video is coming to an end. So thank you guys so much for sticking around if you listened to the end of the video, and I will see you guys next video. Bye guys.